sky turned black, the stars fell down. United we stand, but we're losing ground. One world beneath the iron fist. Voices silenced, they cease to resist. Echoes of hope in the darkening night. Fading whispers of a long lost life. Rise up, hear the call to arms. In this storm of chaos we'll find our charms. Together we'll fight through the ashes and dust. A phoenix reborn in our hearts' purest trust. The sirens wail through the desolate towns. Once proud nations painted in the scars of the crown. A single army marching on our dreams. Unity forged in despair, or so it seems. Nothing left but shadows drifting away as the last embers of freedom decay. Rise up, hear the call to arms. In this storm of chaos we'll find our charms. Together we'll fight through the ashes and dust. A phoenix reborn in our hearts' purest trust. One global army, together we stand. In the fall of the world, we'll make our last stand.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Into the Red Rabbit Hole. I'm Nighthawk, your host. I guess Eric's going to be running a little late today. He had a paranormal investigation to help out with a friend, so he's finishing up that. He'll be joining us shortly. He just mentioned it to me. So we've got some inviting subjects tonight. I'm gonna blow some minds on the podcast tonight, and since we're live, I mean, we might want to put a fire regulation disclaimer on the channel too tonight, because when I blow your minds, I mean, I'm going to blow your minds. We're not only going to get into weather weaponization tonight, but we're going to get into the whole water rights type of an ordeal. I mentioned it because Tracy and my one son mentioned it to me, I think last week, about Bill Gates wanting to take over all the water rights. So I delved into that a lot deeper, and I've got some information that's pretty revealing. And that, on top of that, those two subjects tonight, which should be enough, we're going to talk about the stone soldiers. And I don't mean the terracotta soldiers in China, by the way. I'm talking about the stone soldiers of Russia. Okay, and we're going to get into that tonight too. So with that being said, I'm going to read the disclaimer. All the music and the intros and outros are the sole ownership of William Nighthawk and Nighthawk High Strange's podcast channel. We own all rights to it. And the music is developed on Donna app and on Zona app, which is a new musical app to make songs on and create songs, or Suno, excuse me. So that being said, I haven't released some of my new songs yet, so we'll be doing a podcast on that coming up in the near future. Okay, so we'll do another music podcast. But that being said, the copyright disclaimer is this channel may use some copyrighted material without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act, okay, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strange, this podcast channel, and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, that's any and all content, including the music, to be used for the sole purposes, for the purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, general knowledge too, and let's not forget the entertainment value. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known herein as fair use. All right. That being said, I'm going to take that down, and we're going to get this show started. Okay, we're waiting for Eric to connect here. And if I lose anybody tonight, we'll be popping back on because the internet has been very spotty. I'm going to get into the comment sections here real quick. And I want to say hello to some people that have been patiently waiting. Let's see here. Who we got in the chat? I know Carl was here earlier. He's got to take he had to go to bed early tonight, guys. So take it easy on him. We can't pick on Carl that badly tonight because he can't defend himself. Monisha, good to see you. Ida, good to see you. Roxanne, thank you. Okay, let's see. Urso, good to see you. Marcy, good to see you. Sorry, I'm having breathing problems tonight, so just bear with me, guys. And Joanne, good to see you. And let's see who else we got. We got Unreal Estate Agent. I love that name still. That is awesome. All right. Bounty, good to see you. Okay, who else we got? David's in there. All right. Good to see you, David. I hope you're doing good. Summer Side of Life, good to see you. All right, let me see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they were already starting to mess with the internet, guys. So we're just going to get into the thick of it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and bring Eric in here, add him to the stage. There he is.
Hey, everybody.
All right, Eric, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you. Yeah, sorry, I had
okay, good. That means everybody else can hear me.
Neighbor had to...
Oh, that's fine. That's fine, man. I understand. Things are going to come up. I've got my camera right here charging right next to me, with the infrared on it. So I'll be taking that out tomorrow night, having a fire. So I'm going to be doing a live by the fire tomorrow night instead of doing the morning podcast. So, but yeah, tonight I just, I did a lot of research this past week in between of appointments and everything. And I found out something very interesting, and I'm going to read the context that I found on the internet about it. And it is called the Stone Soldiers. And I'm not talking to terracotta soldiers. Let me put my Bigfoot Dwarf. Good to see you. Let me put my eyeglasses on here and my eyeballs on. And I'm going to read this to you guys. Okay. Basically, there's two primary contexts when it comes to the Stone Soldiers representing parts of Russia, okay? And back in when the CIA released a lot of their documentation and stuff on the internet, there is documentation on there about a UFO incident that happened in Russia, okay? Um, it's depiction during the Cold War, so I'm guessing it's probably late '80s into early '90s at best. Um, to me, the Cold War started, in the early '80s, when Reagan was president. So it might have even been back then. But the documentation doesn't specify it very clearly enough. But a declassified Cold War era CIA document contains 250 pages of the KGB report detailing an alleged encounter between Soviet soldiers and an aliens during a training exercise in Russia. According to reports, the soldiers shot down a UFO, and in retaliation, the aliens turned 23 of the soldiers into stone statues, okay, stone poles, okay, with a bright flash of a light. They basically changed 23. Two of the soldiers were in the shade of trees that survived the light. They didn't get the light directly on their body, so they survived it. Okay, and this is all backed up by the CIA documentation. Now, the flash of light, only two soldiers who were in the shade survived. The report claimed Soviet scientists concluded that an unknown energy source transformed the soldiers' living organisms into a substance similar to limestone. Okay.
Hmm.
The petrified soldiers and the wreckage were reportedly taken to a secret research base near Moscow. Okay. It is important to note that this documentation summarizes the report that appeared in the Ukraine newspaper, okay, and in the Canadian Weekly World News. The CIA declassification of the document doesn't confirm that the actual incident happened, but it actually was reported and for them to even have that on record pretty much solidifies that it did happen. So yeah, they had originally 20 soldiers that were on maneuvers, okay, doing training exercises. We all do when we're in. And apparently, a UFO appeared and it basically got shot out of the sky by the soldiers. And then light came down. And the soldiers thinking, hold on, camera's still not working. There it is. Okay. Jason, good to see you. Um, anyways, what I likened it to was actually from the biblical accounts of Lot's wife when she turned around and looked back. It was destroyed. Kind of similar. Having the ability, I mean, you see reports of whether it's organic objects that they think are like or
Yep. Hey, all right. We'll just have to wait for him to come back on. He's having some technical difficulties. How's everybody doing tonight? Still waiting on my screen to load up over here, which ain't loading up. My computer ain't doing much better. It's a recurring thing reported lights that harm in some way and can even seep through the roofs of homes. Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, I had to put it correctly a bit ago with the uh, Medusa technology. Hey, Unreal. Uh, I was actually thinking the same thing. Yeah, just before she put it out. Um, my new job. I started it last week, so I had last week and this week. Very good, Ida. It went very well. We're waiting on him to load up here. Unless that's me. Oh, we can. Oh, almost. There you go.
They shut me down, man. As soon as I started talking about it, how far did I get?
You was talking about how it can turn them to stone, like limestone, and much of it is so broken up I couldn't understand.
Yeah, they're messing with it tonight, big time. Unbelievable. Anyways, it was an incident that happened during the Cold War with 25 Russian soldiers that were on basic training exercises and stuff. And they had this incident with the UFO. They shot it down. They shot they shot it down. I'm hearing my voice doubling again in your background.
Yeah, my
But
screen
anyways,
finally
they shot
popped
it
up.
down,
I
and
had
then
put
a
it
light
on.
came out of the UFO, and a light came out of the UFO, and basically petrified 23 of the 25 soldiers into limestone. So take it for what it's worth. It's a CIA documented account, right from the KGB files themselves. So, and from it was also documented in the Canadian newspapers and in the Ukraine uh, newspapers too at the time. So, there's definitely forms up there backing it up on what happened, and I just found it really fascinating how it's similar to like Lot's wife being turned to a pillar of salt in the biblical accounts when she turned around and looked, okay, and she got turned to a pillar of salt. It's kind of the same dynamics there. So it makes you wonder if, maybe the UFOs were around a little bit longer than what we thought. So, and that's why we see them in a lot of religious paintings and stuff too, if you think about it. Da Vinci paintings and all the others. So, but yeah, that just really it fascinated me because of the similarities to the Bible references. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, we need to talk about Mr. Gates, okay? And I'm putting this all out here at once, so in case I get shut down again, you guys can continue talking about it, okay? So Bill Gates, BlackRock, and the CEO of Nestle's. The same CEO of Nestle's who said humans don't deserve water rights. Okay. In other words, we're not allowed to drink water. We're not allowed to partake in water. We have no rights as human beings to it. Which he's an idiot if he thinks that. And that's my opinion. Now, anyways, Bill Gates, BlackRock, and this CEO of Nestle's, who, by the way, Nestle's Pure Life, don't drink it because they put lithium in it to calm people down. So don't drink Nestle's Pure Life water. That's my recommendation. Um, but they're all getting together and basically trying to obtain all the rights to drinking water around the entire world, not just in America, but around the entire world. And they're going to start it in the third world countries because they know that they can't defend themselves against them. Okay. So, I'm interested to see what everybody thinks about that too. Okay. So that's two subjects tonight. Okay. Um, the other thing with the whole Bill Gates, BlackRock, and this Nestle's conglomerated efforts on taking the drinking water away from people. Um, think about why Bill Gates has bought up all the farmland. Okay, I studied that a little deeper. I found out not only are there mineral rights to the farmlands like lithium and all that, but there is also high water aquifers underneath the land. So he is buying up the farmland not only for mineral rights and to control the farming industry too to a point, but he's also buying up the farmland for the water rights. Think about it. He that controls the water can control the world, plain and simple. And we all know he wants to control the world. So, but that's the second one. Okay, you guys need to just discuss if I get kicked out again. The third one is weather weaponization. Okay. I found out that during the alleged, before the volcano eruption in Russia, and I think it was the Crimea Peninsula, before the volcano erupted there, they tested an underwater drone. Okay. They had designed an underwater drone to basically simulate an earthquake to cause a tsunami, and they tested it and projected it towards Hawaii Islands. Okay, so that's the third subject I want to talk about is weather weaponization. So whatever you guys want to start with, you pick one of the three. You can start with the stone soldiers, you can start with the weather, you can start with the water rights. It's whatever you guys want to discuss. Eric, you want to take it?
Yeah. So the Stone Soldiers is tied to the Medusa project, which I'm a firm believer is ancient alien technology. Yeah, you're right. It's talked about Lot in the Bible, how his wife turned back and looked upon the city and turned to stone, turned to pillar of salt. Well, a lot of these people that's been messed with on this Medusa weapon is very similar, pillar of salt. So, I being an ancient alien technology, I'm pretty much on board with that because it makes sense, and I think a certain entity has it now. Well, had it. Um, okay, I must be messing up because this thing's not dropping this down, so I must be getting. Oh, there it goes. They're supposed to came out Tuesday to fix this. Guy said he's going to be here at 9. I waited till midnight. He still didn't show. Uh, but makes you wonder on these. This is a good point because this is actually where I was kind of going to. Urso is, we see all these stone giants of giant people and giant humans and trolls and stuff like that. One theory is that they used that technology on those creatures and it wasn't the flood. I don't know. I say to me the flood's what did it. Could they used it on some of them? Yeah, I can see them using it on some of them.
Or would it make sense? Would it make sense, Urso and Eric, and anybody else in chat? Do you think it would make sense to turn the giants into stone or limestone so they don't float, and then you flood the earth and drown them that way and make sure they're dead?
Nah, because even in all the ancient texts, it talks about how some of the giants survived the flood. So for me, I'd say a good handful of them, if not most of them.
two of the soldiers survived the light disbursement from the UFO in Russia, and 23 of them got turned to stone. So I mean, it's possible, that there could be giants underground, in the cave systems or something underground, and protected themselves that way.
Some of the reports say that's how some of the giants survived, was being in the caves underground. Most of the other ones is like how some of the humans is the same way at the caves. That they also got some of them survived by an ark, some of them survived by going to the tallest mountain peaks. So I mean, they all have a similar story of the flood that killed the giants, and some of the humans and giants survived by certain things, but it's all basically the same. Um, it's the same
Right.
three.
I want you guys to go and show. I want you guys to go and show Squatch Topic PA some love and subscribe to his channel. He's got some interesting stuff that I've been working with him on over the past couple of weeks, talking to him about, and I think he's on pretty much the right path as far as that goes. He's like me. He thinks way outside the box. So don't be going off, thinking he's weird or anything, because he's thinking just like me. So you got to think way outside the box in order to figure out what the hell's going on in the world today. So didn't mean to interrupt you, Eric, but check out his channel and on YouTube, and subscribe if you guys can. Okay, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So for me, I need more evidence to support that theory. Just because of all the ancient texts say the same thing. There's three different outcomes, but they say the exact same thing. So if memory serves me, there is some stories of this Medusa technology being used on some giants, but the majority of them, it was the flood that took them out. So um, I can't say it's not a possibility. I'm just going to say, for me, I need more evidence to really hop on that bandwagon, just because of what all the ancient texts say. So,
True. I agree. I agree. I would need more evidence too. I'm merely bringing the topic up for discussion, because I want to see what everybody
yeah,
else thinks. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, the biblical accounts compared to what happened in Russia is pretty fascinating as far as that goes. And
hmm
they think about the whole cattle mutilation thing too. By the way, they talk about this light
hmm
coming down, picking the cattle up, and taking them up into the craft, and then they drop them from a certain height back onto the ground, and there's no blood in their body, certain parts missing, laser
hmm
precision cutting. You know, what if this planet is a big old, just a cosmic zoo where we're just guinea pigs, and they just pick and choose us at random, you know, and use us
well,
for whatever nefarious experiments or testing that they have that they need done, you know? Just a
there's
thought.
been leaked document. Yeah, I mean that, and I can see that, and I've often wondered that myself. I mean, even with the leaked documents that came out, and straight up says they got deals with governments around the world to be able to do what they do to us and the animals. But I ain't going to sit there and deny it. At one time, I didn't wonder if the exact same thing you were just talking about. The leaked documents was pretty compelling for me, and that's why I'm kind of on that bandwagon myself. For me, just because of that. There,
Mm-hmm.
I believe they even said that in that committee. There was a congressional committee that was talking about this stuff, and if memory serves me correctly, they were even talking about how certain people in the governments have deals with certain aliens to be able to do that, while other aliens are trying to stop them from doing that. They took an easy route instead of a better route.
Yeah, true. I
So,
don't know. I just
but
thought that was fascinating. So
yeah, well,
getting
you got to
into
consider.
getting into
You got
some of the other stuff tonight that we've got going on. Um, that beam that they shot down, that light apparently that UFO allegedly shot down and turned the 23 soldiers into stone or limestone,
Mhm.
and 2 survived in that documented case. What's to say that's not like a weather weaponization type of an event? Because we see things all the time on social media and the internet and all that about beams being shot down from space, basically like this.
Mhm.
I'm
Yep.
putting up right now, causing alleged forest fires and stuff. I mean, what's to say it's not even our own cabal doing it to us, and maybe not even an alien race? Maybe they're just sitting on technology, ancient technology, that they haven't disclosed for the longest time. Certain bloodlines doing this to basically the pawns, the cattle of this populated planet.
Hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, so there's actually reports from India, and then there's another country I can't remember where they talked about how the gods had a battle in the sky, and these weapons of massive destruction turned things to stone or burnt everything to a crisp. And you can go to these areas and literally find um, sand that had turned to glass. When sand's hit with a certain temperature, it actually turns to glass. And
Yeah, above
Pakistan, thank you, or
3,200
so.
degrees Fahrenheit.
I knew it was right around that area somewhere, but yeah, you can actually go to these areas, and everywhere in the areas where they talk about the gods having a battle in the sky, and burning things to the ground, and having these beams of light that destroy and do all this other stuff. Um, that you can find that sand. There's parts of sand that was literally turned to glass, and so it fits with the stories of our ancestors talking about this very
Exactly.
same thing.
Exactly.
Is this Medusa this Medusa weapon? Is that from one of the battles from the gods in the sky? I think so. I really do. I think it is. Um, I could be wrong, but it fits with a lot of historical information that's put out about these battles between the gods. So, oh, that's
Like my
cool.
little like and subscribe thingy over there to below your name.
Yeah, is that's a new thing, ain't it?
Yeah, we're getting
So,
fancy on this channel, folks. We're getting fancy.
styling and profiling. Uh,
Uh, I don't know.
yep.
I
I mean, there's
thought these subjects were pretty interesting.
yeah,
And when I saw that
they are.
information and just researched it, e- even even the part with the camera, insane. This is getting insane. Uh oh, now I'm losing Eric. Where'd you go, Eric?
Are you?
Eric,
I'm
Eric.
here. I'm here.
Uh oh. Can everybody hear me at least and see
You're
me?
breaking up.
Okay, you're there. Okay, now you're there. Okay, okay. Yeah, this. I don't know what's going on. I I pay an exorbitant amount of money for internet service, and this has to happen every time on a Friday night. So, and if I go past a certain time, if I scheduled this at midnight Eastern time, we probably wouldn't have half the problems we have. But considering the internet company here locally is SUCK's, and I'm sure David and Melissa can testify to that. For what I pay a month, you think they'd be kissing my ass instead of me kissing theirs. So, and they're the only competition in the area here in the valley. So,
Yep. Yeah, I'm dealing with it too. Um, until I get rich and famous and afford Starlink, I'm dealing with the same crap you are. So, oh, did we lose you? Oh, nope, you're moving. Okay, good.
Still there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, you're breaking. Yeah, you're breaking up on me though.
There's a heck of a delay.
Yeah, there is.
So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at
Yeah,
on that stuff.
Monica, the amount of money those companies make is astounding. You're right.
Yeah, hey, yeah, we're just slaves. We're paid slaves. Oh, that's cool. I have to look into it. I don't get paid till next Friday. So yeah, no, and so
I don't get paid till next
this is
month.
yeah, yeah. My my paychecks are going to be affected big time with this new position move. I don't even know what I'm going to be bringing in now every 2 weeks because of it. We'll just have to wait and see. So, but yeah, I just brain farted and forgot the other topics. Far as buying up the farmland, I'm glad that certain individuals are stepping in, saying, "Hey, this is a monopoly type deal. You can't really do that." Um, a lot of foreign countries is buying up land. They're having to give it up because it's illegal for them to purchase land here in the United States. So I mean, a lot of that stuff's coming up, but that was the part of the whole big agenda that he had going on with the World Economic Forum was to buy this land to do exactly what you was talking about. That was just
Well, yeah,
one of
but
their
that's
ways
not
to.
just that's not the farmland though. That entails more than just the farmland though, Eric. It entails BlackRock and Bill Gates and the CEO of
Mhm.
Nestle's combining efforts to control the water rights around the world. In fact, that CEO or the ex CEO of Nestle's, apparently, they're saying ex, um, made the comment about how humans don't have the right to water. So,
Yeah.
we know where that
Well, and that's
mentality is
that's
coming from. Damn reptilian.
yeah. All this stems from this all stems from the World Economic Forum. They literally was talking about this 6 years ago. I mean, this is all out there. You can watch videos from them, and they're literally talking about this very same thing. And what's the best way to call the human population? Well, buy up all the land, make healthy stuff illegal and expensive. Take what you need to survive, and no longer give it to the people. So, I mean, it's all part of the agenda. Which that's why I'm glad certain people are doing certain things right now, so that shit's getting stopped. You know, but yeah, or so. I mean, China has been, and China's not the only one that's been buying up farmland for years. Now they have to give it up because it's illegal for them to do it. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going
Well,
on
did you
to
know
to
that China?
counteract.
Did you know that China is also one for skimming water off of the Great Lakes in big tankers and taking it over to their country for the last 35 years or so? They've been coming here
Yeah,
to the Great Lakes and skimming water off the Great Lakes to take back to their own country because they polluted their own damn water. So they're stealing ours.
yep, yeah. I mean, they're into all sorts of illegal, inhumane shit, and that's why I'm glad things are stopping. That's why I'm glad all that's getting. It's throwing certain people's panties in a wad, but boo hoo, sucks to be you. You know what they're doing, it's illegal.
Exactly.
And so
Hey, I wanted to point out
I
to, yeah, I wanted to point out to, we need to help out an Australian paranormal group, a buddy of mine, Dan, and I put it out on social media and all my pages and everything on social media. He's having a donate to enter a contest. If you donate $20, you enter into the drawing to win a cap, coffee mug, signed poster, and private video call with Dan Rickard and Pete. Oh, I'm going to mutilate his last name. I'm just going to say Pete C. because I am not going to try and pronounce that last name, brother. Sorry, Pete. From Night Watchers Paranormal in Australia. Okay, so if you can go to their channel, Night Watchers Paranormal Australia on YouTube, and subscribe. And if you feel like it, go ahead and if you have the means, make a donation and enter for winning something. You never know. So, but they're a good bunch of guys, and I support them 150% in everything they do. So, if you can, please visit them. Again, it's Night Watchers Paranormal Australia on YouTube. Okay, and it's Dan and Pete.
let me put that in a deal. Night Watchers Paranormal on YouTube.
Okay, Nestle's history of extracting significant amount of water, even in areas facing water scarcity. So Nestle's has already been doing that since the beginning. So
Mm-hmm. Well, you also got to consider, these bottled waters that we get. As long as it's got one drop of actual spring water in it, then it's considered 100% spring, all natural spring water. And all you're doing is drinking water from their tap.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I know about water. Trust me,
So, I mean,
guys. I used to be a water plant operator. I know all about the water treatment process. So I know about all the chemicals they've been feeding you guys over the years. So,
yeah. Yeah, it was all part of the control. I mean, this was all part of what was going to happen if certain things didn't take place to stop it. This is this is what they were setting up for. These controlling the water, and if you didn't, there was two types of great resets. There was the good one, which is happening now, and then there was the bad one. They had similar names, but the bad one, yeah, you all your debts forgiven, and you no longer have to pay on anything, but the government to give it to you. The thing is if you didn't abide by their way of thinking, they took it away from you, and that was what was going to happen with the water. Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is
yeah,
you got to be
true.
careful on what
Very
you're buying,
true.
Monica, because a
Kinda
lot
like
of it is tap water. I mean,
I think the mayor of DC is finding out, and the current police chief is finding out in DC just how far the federal government can be pushed, and until they get the old military action pulled against them. So. Sorry, I'm pouring my last cup of coffee. Oh crap! I only got half a
no,
cup.
you're fine. I didn't even have time to make none. I got done with that investigation, hauled ass here, and had to get the computer ready.
Oh,
But
well, I got half a cup, so we're
that's
going to be doing just about an hour tonight.
But that's kind of what I was looking in. Monica, you need to do research on the companies you're buying from. Just because it says spring water on a label, like it was exactly what I was just saying, was they can put a drop of spring water in it. It's considered spring water, and it's actually tap water. That's why I stopped buying bottled
and
waters, because
let me point this out there, everybody, too. When you're dealing with water, okay. First off, water from it is I've talked about it a million times on this channel. Everything is of water. When you buy water, read the jug, the gallon or the quart or whatever you're buying at the time. Read the side of the label, okay, on the bottled water, and make sure that if it's processed, it's got to be reversed osmosis.
yep, he's froze up. Nope. I thought we had him back for a second. There. Oh, I think you're back.
No, yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
And
Anyways, reverse osmosis. Make sure any bottled water you buy,
oh, okay. Hey, Kim, my dad. Oh, there he is. They really don't want you putting out that information about bottled water, I take it. Well, okay. So yeah, you need to check out the labels. You need to do some research on them too, because that's a big deal. That's why I very rarely buy bottled water anymore. Mainly, if I do, it's because A, I'm really thirsty, or B, because I need it to make plasterius. So yeah, you're back. I thought you were. I can hear you clicking. I'd say so or so, because Nestle owns quite a
all
bit
right.
of that
Can
bottled
anybody
water.
hear me?
Yep.
If you can't hear me, we're just going to end this because there.
There you are.
All right. Okay, thank you, Roxanne. Anyways, if you buy water, bottled water, make sure it's treated with reverse osmosis, which is what I put in the chat. So check out the comment in the chat. Make sure it's reverse osmosis. We might have to end this. This is just ridiculous. It keeps on going off and on.
Yep, and you're froze up again. I get it. I understand. Every time we start talking about that subject, you start
All right.
jacking up.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. And it's getting ridiculous. It really is getting absurd. Uh-oh. I'm smelling something squatchy out here, David. You might want to come out and check it out. Right outside the window here.
Get the camcorder.
Oh, I got it. I got it charging right here. Got it charging right here. And it's got night vision, believe it or not.
Heck yeah,
I
mine
haven't used it
does
in a
too.
while, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to download from today.
Yeah, we might have to get off the subject of the water and everything. So let's talk something squatchy, guys. I don't know if let's start talking some squatchy stuff. See what happens with the internet.
Yeah. Well, you're froze up. You kind of broke up a little bit, but then I can heard you again. So say something again. There you are.
Thank you. God knows I get blinded by it all the time.
Heck yeah.
Oh, this is ridiculous, guys. Why do I pay for internet if it's going to happen like this all the time? And I even had a discussion before this podcast with NSA and the CIA and AI on this computer saying, don't cause problems tonight. And what happens? They cause problems tonight. So I don't even know if anybody can hear me. So what I'm going to do, it looks like I lost Eric.
I was listening to you.
So I think what I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and end it. It's been an hour already. Every time we question everything, we always get the negative response. What we didn't cover today, with the night vision, with the IR, I want to be able to record in the dark. So we can see just exactly what's going on in the tree line. So that will be tomorrow night. We're not going to be having a show in the morning, and hopefully Dragon will join us and Carl will join us on Sunday morning again.
And he's froze up again. All right, everybody. So tomorrow I'll have my regular the Bizarre and the Unknown campfire chats there. I can get up.
Thank you, Marcy. All right. right, cool. Go ahead and end it. Eric, if you can hear me, I'm ending it. Everybody, I will see you all tomorrow night. Same time. Maybe a half an hour earlier, but we'll see. It depends on who else. From my phone with the 4K video camera that I've got. Okay. So tomorrow night of fire. And I'm just going to go ahead and end this because they're just messing with us way too much on the subject matter. So thank you guys for everything. Question everything. Thank you, the moderators and stuff. Please like and subscribe and share this out, even though it's a pain in the ass on Friday nights. I don't even know if I should do a conspiracy podcast anymore. I really don't. So, but that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't become a member to the channel, you might want to consider doing that because at least they don't mess with that. So, question everything, guys. And I'll see you all later.
Through the mist we rise, a force unbroken, with banners high and hearts awoken. The sound of pipes, our war is calling. Like thunderous waves, our duty is falling. Stand tall, together we fight, with courage found in every breath. We'll fight like lions, defy our death. In unity our hearts shall sing the legacy of warriors through every reign. With battle cries we forge our fate, in fields of valor we elevate. As shadows loom, our spirits gleam. Brothers in arms, we are the dream. Fearless, we take the night, with courage found in every breath. We'll fight like lions, defy our